Comics Plus Hakasan here. Yo, what's going on? As you can see, it's almost 12 a.m. Your boy is back from being out of town for quite some time here. I wanted to give this video to you. I had a whole nother thing planned for you guys, but it's going to take too long to pull off of my phone and things like that. So I just thought I'd just give you a real raw review of the Marvels movie, which I saw about 12 hours ago. But I've been that busy that I could not get you this review until all the other reactions were out the way. And now we're done. So, the Marvels. I wanted to love it. I liked it. I wanted to love it. That just wasn't it. That just was not in the cards for this particular movie. It had some moments, but I walked away just kind of like, meh. And I was wondering why, and I didn't realize what the problem was until I watched the season finale of Loki. The season finale of Loki had a story going, and it had investment, right? And it had characters you could believe in. Unfortunately, I think that was the biggest problem with the Marvels, is that I just didn't really care. The story wasn't really that compelling. It was really simple. And I feel like something just got lost in the writer's block. Like, I didn't feel like I learned anything from it. I didn't feel like it was like some really deep writing at all. And I'm not saying it needs to be super deep writing, but you got to give me something to care for, right? I just felt like it was kind of moving from set piece to set piece, and it felt very like episodic, where it was just like, oh, okay, this is just a typical Avengers story. Like, we're doing what do they call it? Freaky Friday, and that's it. Like, oh, okay, they can, the three women are going to be changing back and forth, and, they figured that out pretty quickly, and then after that, it was like, okay, there's not really a big threat here. I also felt like if it didn't really seem like whose movie was it supposed to be? Like, it seemed like they were trying to focus on it being a Captain Marvel movie, but it wasn't strong enough to be a Captain Marvel movie. Miss Marvel was the saving grace of the movie and was carrying most of the movie most of the time, but it didn't really, unless you have seen the Disney Plus show, there wasn't much of anything. I'm sure you're probably confused, who is this chick? Her parents know who she is and all this other stuff. And even then, Miss Marvel itself wasn't, the Disney Plus show wasn't strong enough really to hold on to let Kamala carry the entire movie. And then Photon, or we're not even calling her Photon yet, right? I don't know, Captain Rambo was like nothing. Like, was barely any, like, look, she touched some shit in WandaVision, and now she has powers, and that was pretty much it, right? That's my kind of feeling about it all, even the plot, the entire thing about how they can like change because of light powers and things like that, it was okay, but it kind of reminded me a little bit of Jujutsu Kaisen, where things are happening, people have powers, but there's not really any sort of like explanation as to why they have what kind of powers and when they use the powers or things like that. And I just felt like sometimes the story and the segue, the way the story was moving without really enough of a respectable reason for the movie to keep moving on, but it didn't seem like much of anything changed, and I think that was the biggest problem. Like, I just didn't really care. The villain, don't even know her name, honestly speaking. Don't even know who the villain's name was. Just call her Female Ronin or something. Whatever, with the hammer, right? It seemed like she was trying to be interesting, but they just never really gave her much of any background other than the fact that it's like, okay, yo, She was part of the Kree Civil War, and she hates Captain Marvel, the Annihilator, blah blah blah, and like, yeah, that was it. Furthermore, to go a little deeper into it, I don't think I didn't feel like there was like much of any chemistry with the three. It felt a little forced, to be honest. Like it was there, but it just, and I don't really know whose problem that, like, I maybe Brie Larson. I don't think Brie Larson is really like the, like, a leading person, like, to kind of be that leader or like carry everybody in that movie. Kamala came in and did what she was supposed to do, right? And I feel like the actress who plays Captain Rambo did what she was asked to do, right? But I don't really feel like, which is weird because I didn't catch that as much with Miss Marvel and all the side movies, Infinity War and Endgame. But I don't think Brie Larson was really like leading, and maybe that's because Jude Law was there for a good amount of the movie in the first movie, but I don't think Brie Larson was really like leading the movie, so to speak, and driving the movie where it needed to be, if that makes sense, as like the lead cast member. So that was also a concern of mine, where it was like, okay, cool, she has fangirls and she's a princess and all this other stuff, but it was like whatever. There was moments in the movie where it was just like, okay, this is happening. We got a dance number, okay, I guess, and it's kind of like we never hear from them again. Now, granted, I left. I had a class I needed to teach, so I left with about 10 minutes to go in the movie. But pretty much I saw everything that had happened, and it ended right around the house time, when there was some relocation in the house going on. So I did not see the mid credit scenes until just a few minutes ago, and I put that on Patreon for you guys. It was exciting. It's exciting, but that was, honestly speaking, the mid-credit scene was the most exciting part of the entire movie, and I think that's a little bit of a concern. The rest of the movie, there were some moments, but not really anything that interesting, to be honest. I won't say it was pointless. The movie was not pointless. But with the way Marvel is going nowadays, the idea of this thematic theme of multiverse and incursions and timelines, where we see in Loki, where we saw in the Multiverse of Madness, No Way Home, WandaVision, all of that, it's like, it's not that interesting anymore, or it's not that shocking anymore. And even with the end credit scenes, I'm kind of like, okay, kind of cool, but how long is it going to take? And one of the biggest things I keep thinking about is, it's been what, 3 or 4 years since the end credit scenes of Shang-Chi. And we still haven't really seen anything come from that end credit scene yet. So I feel like I don't know where the direction of Marvel's going right now, without ruining that end credit scene. It's nice. It was exciting. But then, because of the fact that it's been taking so long for everything to kind of come together, I kind of lost my interest in like holding my breath for something to come in anytime soon. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm kind of just like, okay, well, we'll just see if that I mean, I know it's not Marvel, but the end credit scene of Venom, or Venom being in No Way Home, the end credit scene, it's kind of just like, well, if something happens, that'd be great, but I'm not gonna sit here and wait for things to pop off. And if that's the most exciting part of the entire movie, then it's kind of like, I don't know. So, for me, if it were me, if I wasn't doing this, what I do for YouTube, I'd say wait, watch it on Disney Plus. I wouldn't say I wasted my money, but I will. What I will say is that the 3D kind of messed it up a lot. Um, some light scenes were really cool to see, in 3D, but overall, because of the 3D, when you saw the three of them or just people on stage, it looked really unbelievable. Like it looked like a video game, so to speak, and like everybody looked like cardboard cutouts when they were on a spaceship, and that kind of was annoying. That threw me off a bit. I really wish they didn't force the 3D into that movie because it really was no point to have that at all. At all, honestly. Just like, I think literally just one scene when a spaceship took off and you saw a light beam. That was kind of cool, but everything else looks so bad, honestly. That was nah. But they gotta rack up the money somehow. So, anyways, that's it, guys. I wanted to like it. I wanted to love it. I just semi liked it. It was a nice little thing. No reason to rush out to go see the movie, honestly speaking. The end credit scene was interesting. Definitely interesting, but not the way, like I said, with the way the pacing of the MCU is nowadays, I'm not going to get overly excited over something that we don't know when something's gonna come through anytime soon. In all likelihood, all of that's gonna pay off maybe in Secret Wars, but even then, it's just kind of like, meh. I'm not gonna get that hype machine going anytime soon. Just because there's been so many times now post Endgame where you're waiting for something to pop off and you're just like, oh, okay, whatever. All right, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. My honest review of the Marvels. Just watch it on Disney Plus, honestly speaking, in my opinion. But if you want a little bit of a kind of stinger in the end credit scene, go ahead, go see it in theaters. But there's really not much of any sort of connection or any sort of reason to sit through that movie, unless you're a big fan of Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and or Captain Rambo. All right, we're out of here. Do it. Peace, y'all.